Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. And today we are going to be talking about a big question a lot of people might have, and that is why use Roblox Studio? Because there are many other game engines that most big companies will use, since Roblox Studio is very well known for exploiting those who work for it with their massive 70% cut on what you earn. Well, I'm going to go through 3 points, and the first one is that it is good for beginners. One of the biggest things that I love about Roblox Studio is how easy it was for me to pick up. I picked it up, started scripting. At first I had no idea, but I looked at tutorials and I started working in Studio. And as I continued working, I picked up other skills like Blender, modeling, animating with Moon Animator. I learned how to make thumbnails with Photopea. I learned how to edit in DaVinci Resolve, and I learned scripting, most importantly almost. Well, the second point that I have is that it was easy to learn. And not only is it good for beginners, but instead of taking 1, 2, 3 years to be able to actually start making your first game, you can start making your first game as soon as you hop on Studio. As soon as you hop on Studio, you have access to things like free models and tutorials to help you with scripting. Now, those tutorials and free models won't get you to the finish line in the end, but for a beginner, being able to visualize what you want to make very quickly is useful. This third part, I would say, is mostly my opinion. I would say there's a lack of very large companies in Roblox. When you look at games that are made on Roblox, especially the ones that I would say are my favorites, and even the biggest games on Roblox, they aren't typically made by massive companies with 100 developer teams. Generally, they're made by college students, maybe even high school students, like I'm a high school student. And they make these games with like maybe 5, 10 developers. Some of them are even made by solo developers. And they work on these big games and they learn different things. They pick up different things, but they're not massive companies. They're very small groups of people trying to make a game. Now, as they get bigger, they're able to pool more money together and hire more people. And the more money they make, the bigger their company gets. But I wouldn't say there are these big multi-million, multi-billion dollar companies that are just in Roblox Studio, because they see this big 70% cut that they're getting on their paycheck if they work with Roblox Studio, and they immediately turn away. And instead of taking this 70% cut, they work with other things like Unreal. Now, Unreal is a lot harder to learn than Roblox Studio, and it's not something you can just pick up. But another thing is that if you work with other game engines, you won't generally be able to make your own game. It's going to be a lot harder to make it on your own. Because instead of being in the pool of Roblox where you only have to deal with much smaller companies and groups, you're now dealing with these multi-million, multi-billion dollar companies. And even if you have a good idea and start to make something and it starts to work, these other companies will just swallow you up and they will take that from you and make something else. Now, there's a chance you might be able to make it. I mean, some people do end up making it in other areas, but it's a lot easier to make it on Roblox than it is to make it anywhere else. Well, that's all I have for today's video, and I'm very happy if you've made it this far and listened to me talk through this big question. And I will see you next time. I'm hoping to start making a tutorial series next, teaching people how to use Roblox Studio. Well, goodbye.